Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
We are so glad that you could join us. We are celebrating all the things that we love in Louisiana, and we're going to start with Congressman Garret Graves. We are so glad that you could come back. You know, we're
great to join you again.
Yeah, a little Valentine's Day love, a little appreciation for our congressman.
Fantastic.
And for all the things that we love. And we also have a few good guests, some tasty treats, some good information from the Partners One studio here with Pelican Broadcasting. So we're going to have a good show, and so you kind of hang with us.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Poche coming on because a lot of times you don't realize that you may not have your estate in order when things come up. Do you need a will? What kind of will? Do you need a trust? What kind of power of attorneys? I mean, sometimes you find you in these predicaments and you don't have the right thing set. And so we're going to talk about all of that. We have Dr. Jon Olson, who's with the Neuromedical Center, going to be talking about some partnerships and the things that they are doing with Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center. And then we're going to be talking about Rouj Creole and some of their Valentines dinners, and we might even share some of this. You know, king cake, you know, we're conflicted with our holidays right now. Are you conflicted, Betsy? I mean, it's Mardi Gras, it's Valentine's. I mean, it's
we love you, we feed you.
Which way do I dress? Do I dress Valentine or crazy Mardi Gras?
We don't even need reasons to celebrate or
I
eat.
know.
We just
well, this king cake is the strawberry Bavarian chocolate Bavarian cream that we talked about with Culinary Productions Baton Rouge last week, and I thought, you know, it just fits the mark for everything. You got your chocolate dipped strawberries, so it feels like a Valentine and Mardi Gras celebration. So we can't wait for you to try some.
Hey, like I said, we don't even need reasons to celebrate. We should just eat that for breakfast every day. That looks fantastic.
Yeah. And we also have a little bubbly because we want to toast you and thank you for everything that you do. Congratulations on your reelection. Congratulations on all the things you're doing in D.C. for us. We know it's not always easy, and we know that it's especially hard when there is a transition or a change. So we want you to tell us a little bit about what's going on in D.C., to help us understand. It seems like we're shifting, and Louisiana may be suffering yet again through another challenge. So tell us what we need to know about what's happening with energy jobs and some of the things that are going on that we really need to know.
You know, Betsy, I'm actually going to take a quick step back. You know, you look at, over the last several years, all this fighting that's been happening in Congress. Under the Constitution, Congress has a role, and it's where people are represented. But because of the fighting, the role of Congress, the power that they have, it doesn't go away. It just doesn't get used there in Congress. And so what you've had, I think, more and more of over the last few decades has been that the administration, the White House, has taken more power, and they're signing more executive orders. And the courts have become more activist-type courts where they're legislating from the bench. And so I think that the people's voice has been diluted as a result of this. And so President Trump came in, he signed executive orders, and he was boosting the energy industry. Right now out of Louisiana, we're exporting liquefied natural gas to 36 countries. 36 countries from here, helping with our trade deficit, cleaner energy, really great thing, helping to create jobs here. And now with Biden, things are swinging wildly back in the other direction. And the thing that's so frustrating is he says that he's doing it for energy prices, doing it for emissions, doing it for cleaner energy and reliability. All of the things that he listed out or the opposite is going to happen. We're going to end up sending more jobs to China. We're going to be benefiting Russia's economy and Nigeria and Venezuela and Iran and Iraq. We're going to be buying solar panels. Right now, China, I think, manufactures somewhere around 80% of all the solar panels in the world. And in the U.S., it's single digits, low single digits. And so all these plans and policies, it just results in us shifting jobs. Energy prices. We are going to see energy prices go up. California, Massachusetts, and other states have tried these same things. Their electricity prices are double and triple of what we pay. And then lastly, on the emissions side, Betsy, if you care about the emissions, if that's something you're worried about, guess which country has reduced emissions more than any other country in the world? Not yesterday, not 1 month, over the last 15 years. Guess which country it is?
I'm thinking it's us.
It would be us. And then to take it even further, we've reduced emissions more than the next 12 emissions-reducing countries combined. So here you are. You're going to gut Louisiana's economy. You're going to gut many of these families. 50,000 energy jobs expected to be lost in Louisiana through next year. 50,000, one of the largest sectors of our economy. So it's not achieving any of the objectives they've said, and all it's doing is causing carnage. So it's really it's not based on science, it's not based upon facts or evidence, and it's going to have awful consequences for Louisiana and the nation.
It's kind of crazy. There's been a lot of things that haven't been based on science. I'm just saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
And
where's the facts? Where's the facts? They just need to back it up with facts, and it looks like the facts that you have is that by doing this, it's the opposite. The results will be the opposite. And for Louisiana, we can't afford to lose 50,000 more jobs. We just can't.
We can't. Could you imagine treating patients, practicing medicine without evidence or science or facts behind it? Crazy.
Yeah. We'd be back doing leeches and bloodletting. That would be bad. That would be. So when you say these different countries are combined, one of the things this week you spoke to the House and Senate Energy Committee, and you shared that, of all the countries, of all the ways that we're wasting money and resources, we're giving away our self-sufficiency. China, not that I'm against the Chinese at all, I'm not, but the China, for every one time or one part of this that we reduce emissions, they get to increase, quadruple the number of emissions. Why isn't everybody on the same playing field in the world if we're measuring emissions or if we're measuring research or production or quality of production or life quality? Why aren't we all measured the same?
Betsy, you hit the nail on the head. You hear all these people talk about the Paris Climate Accords. Oh, we've got to get into the Paris Accords because Obama signed in, Trump took us out, now Biden's putting us back in. Well, under the Paris Climate Accords, for every 1 ton of emissions the United States has reduced, China's increased by 4. China's emissions are going up another 50% through 2035 under the Paris Accords. So these agreements actually result in China increasing emissions. And so look, if we're talking about global emissions and all of these things, and what's happening is under this agreement you can have a net increase in emissions and only the United States and a handful of other countries are reducing it. That's not fair, that's not just, and most importantly, you're not even achieving the objectives of this Paris Accord to reduce emissions. You're increasing them. So you're exactly right. For every 1 ton we've reduced in the United States, they've increased by 4 and they're going to keep increasing.
And what do we get from that?
Wait, what ends up happening
what do we get?
It's offshoring jobs, it's offshoring the economy and economic activity, it's increasing the trade deficit. Nothing makes sense, and that's why I'll say it again. The facts do not show that these policies actually make sense and achieve the very objectives, including reducing emissions, that President Biden is seeking.
The fact that a lot of the money we get for coastal restoration comes from offshore oil royalties. I want to make sure that people understand if there's less money coming in from offshore, we cannot prevent some of the things that are happening, not just in coastal erosion, but in rebuilding. And so I was very surprised when I heard that's going to affect the way that we're able to rebuild our coastline and some of the economies that have been hurt through the hurricanes.
So 82% of coastal Louisiana is privately owned, and the majority of that is owned by energy companies. They are some of the best partners we have on our restoration projects. They donate access to land or even property in some cases to carry out these projects. In addition, for example, last year, $156 million in funding came to our coastal program through energy revenue sharing, $156 million in just 1 year. And so when you stop oil and gas production, you stop that revenue sharing, which then stops the coastal restoration projects, the flood control, the hurricane protection. And so this isn't just about losing the jobs and losing the economic activity and increasing cost of energy and increasing the trade deficit. There's some direct hits on Louisiana that on our coastal program and on our resiliency. And people say, oh, well, look, we're not spending that money, so we're going to be saving it now. No, because you can look over and over again what happens when you don't spend money being proactive in protecting communities. You spend much more in the aftermath. The 2016 flood that we've spent a lot of time talking about, we probably spent somewhere around $12 billion picking up the pieces after that one is one example.
Yeah. You shared another important fact, I thought, with the Obama administration having certain goals. I think it was 2030, 2035, we reduce emissions. And then somehow through, was it executive order through President Trump, it was met. That goal of emission reduction was met in 2019.
Yeah, so it's a great thing. Under the Obama administration, they had something called the Clean Power Plan. And they're reducing emissions. You were correct. It was reducing emissions by 35% off a 2005 baseline. So looking at 2005 emissions and saying, okay, from these, you're going to reduce them 35%. And he had a goal of doing that by 2030. President Trump came in, he said, look, we're not doing this. He rescinds the Clean Power Plan, yet even with it being rescinded, by 2019, 10, 11 years early, we actually achieved the targets that President Obama had set for 2030. And what it goes to show, and look, there's so many examples of this. When you let the markets perform, when you don't come in and choose technologies like solar or wind or geothermal, you just let the market do its thing, you end up outperforming than the alternative when government tries to come in and artificially distort markets or manipulate markets or choose technology winners and losers. So the answer, the evidence shows that by letting free market do its thing, you end up with better energy prices, you end up with more reliable energy, and you end up with actually lower emissions, as we've seen proven over and over again.
So how can people understand what they can do to support getting the message out that this is not, it should not be about politics. It should not be. This is really about policy that supports the American people being self-sufficient. I mean, am I misspeaking there? Because it seems to me that we need to be self-sufficient and not relying on other countries to make decisions for us. And we're just like giving our competition the keys to the, or giving them the playbook.
You're exactly right. In fact, since 1953, the U.S. has not been energy independent, and as a result of some of the efforts of the Trump administration, we actually hit, for a period in 2020, energy self-sufficiency, energy independence, where our exports and imports were in balance. In fact, for months, actually, we were exporting more than we were bringing in, so we were a net exporter of energy. I think the message to folks all around the United States is that we've got to demand that energy continues to be affordable. If you're selling products, if you're owner of a company, you base your strategies on the assets you have. We've got to develop our clean energy future on the assets and the strengths and the resources we have, not those of China, of Russia, of other countries, because all that does is play into their hands and advances their goals, not ours.
And our state is such a huge producer of oil, gas, and of processing. We are in the top 5 of each one of those. And so please, please, please do your research, use your Google. What are some of the ways people can find out about you? What you're backing up?
So we have a lot of information on our website, which is garretgraves.house.gov. It's Garret, Graves, Graves.house.gov. A lot of information on there. On the Republicans Climate Committee website in the House of Representatives, we have a lot of information, but people can call us, reach out to us on social media. Happy to provide information. The facts really speak for themselves.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us.
You bet.
Thank you. So important. Find out more and hang with us, and we'll be right back with Laura Poche talking about how to take care of your estate.
Hey y'all, I'm Amanda Shaw. We all know Louisiana is as fun as all get out. So get out, take a road trip, and explore everything Louisiana has to offer. Fill her up and try a new restaurant that's as fun-loving as it is food-loving. Grab the family and take off for monumental adventures at our 21 state parks. Or take a magical minivan tour along our 19 scenic trails and byways and rediscover the character and characters that make our state a lot like nowhere else. Louisiana is a trip. Take one today and enjoy a close by, far from ordinary adventure that's sure to feed your soul.
This is Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Plan your road trip at LouisianaIsATrip.com.
Slimshot is the most in-demand injection in medical weight loss, and we are pleased to offer it at Causey Metastatic. This safe and effective injection helps boost your metabolism, supports increased energy, burns body fat, and reduces appetite. These shots can be taken safely once a week or as needed when your weight loss is at a standstill. Slimshot combined with touchless lipo treatments produce a powerful 1-2 punch for targeting that stubborn body fat.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
Hi, I'm Tony Acor with Southern Heirs Auction, Denham Springs, Louisiana. We've been professional estate liquidators for over 30 years. Please take time to join us for our weekly online sales on Facebook. If you need help, hit us up. We are often imitated but never duplicated. www.southernheirs.com or Facebook at Southern Heirs Auction. 500, but a good 4, but a good 300, a good 200, a good 2. I got 100 and a half, 170.
Where else can you take the trail less traveled at a pace all your own? Where else? Escape to one of Louisiana's 21 state parks for a picture-perfect getaway.
Where else can you be a world away and this close to home?
I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes, and we're so glad to have with us Laura Poche with Poche Estate Planning, because sometimes maybe you don't have your house quite in order, and there's lots of things that you don't want to think about, but when you need to think about them, that's not when you want to be getting it in order. And I know a lot of us have been that way, especially during this year with COVID. And so Laura did some estate planning for me years ago, which actually you need to update here and there because things do change. That's right. But Laura, tell folks about yourself and your background and you're interested in this.
Absolutely. Well, I'm originally from the West Bank of New Orleans, from Gretna, and many, many years ago came up here to Baton Rouge for my undergraduate studies at LSU. Wound up going to LSU Law School. My husband and I, we decided, moved back to New Orleans, got married, and then both got job offers back here in Baton Rouge. So now we've been back here for about 32 years. We have 3 grown sons. And I guess my passion, I'm a planner. I'm a planner, Kay. And what I mean by that is that I firmly believe that if people just know their options in so many respects, they know what they want. They know what's best for themselves, for their families. But many times they're just kind of at a loss because they don't know somebody who can facilitate them accomplishing their goals. And that's kind of where I come in. So I also, I'm a board certified estate planning and administration attorney. I've been practicing in this area now for about 30 years. Because I firmly believe that, you know, as the Congressman was just speaking about, sometimes I get very frustrated because so many things are going on in the world that we do not have any control over. Okay, we don't. But there is one thing that we do have a lot of control over, and it's where our focus should be, I believe, and that's on our family. And it's the people that we love, and it's the assets, the hardworking assets that we've been able to acquire. And that's what estate planning really is about. It's really about preserving your hard-earned assets for your benefit and to take care of those that you love.
Well, you know, I think what happens is people get so busy making those assets, working, taking care of their family, that they don't think about all the paperwork that's required. And then sometimes if they have a family member that passes, they find themselves, even if there is a will, that they're like, have this nightmarish probate that they have to go to. All the assets are frozen. So I want you to speak about the types of wills, what kind of will you need. Sure. Do you need a trust, and exactly what is that? Some people don't know. I mean, sure. What is a trust, or do you need both of them?
Well, I think it's really important, if you love your family, don't wait for them to sort it out. That is the worst thing you can do for the next generation or two, is to have people fighting over what they thought was going to happen.
Because there are no such thing as oral wills in Louisiana. Yeah. So just because mom, you think, says, when you're in third grade, Kate, you can have that chifforobe. Well, guess what? That's not valid. That's not valid.
And you can't put an address label under something, and that makes it yours.
I know, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So I mean, basically, I think that most of my practice is it's educational, because I think that people just need to know their options, and once given options, they can make educated decisions. So the way that I look at it, the basic estate planning documents, ones that almost are more important than your will and your trust, especially these days, powers of attorney.
Absolutely.
Because the statistics are, and you may know this, because I'm sure you would know this, but the statistics are, even before COVID, that the chances, the probability of us dying actually is less than us becoming disabled or incapable when we're alive. So think about it. I mean, it's a pretty, it's a pretty depressing statistic. But the fact of the matter is that if you do not give someone the legal authority to basically step into your shoes, to make financial decisions for you if you cannot, to make medical decisions for you if you cannot, the only way you can gain that authority after the fact is basically to sue your loved one in a different court proceeding called an interdiction.
Well, which is, awful.
It is. I mean, it's even more emotional and costly than even the succession process. So something very simple that you can do today, everybody needs two powers of attorney.
And that's the thing, too. Sometimes, as we learned, too, we thought, well, a power of attorney was a power of attorney, but no, there's different types of powers of attorney.
That's right.
Just because you have one doesn't mean you have the other.
That's true. That is true. Two powers
I've had that
attorney.
explained to me already. So.
Right. And you recently, and it's amazing how people, they hear this and, that makes sense. Yes, we really need this. Yeah. But there are always 50 different things that take priority. Procrastination sets in. But unfortunately, there normally comes a time, something triggers. For example, maybe the situation that happened recently in your family. That's what triggered, we really need to get something done, because people see what the alternative is.
Right.
The other I call incapacity planning document. It's the living will declaration. So that's the one really about life support systems.
Right. And that frequently, if you're in the hospital or something,
you're asked
about that.
And many times people have no clue what that really means. Right. And so sometimes because of that, they say, no. And of course, they're worried about surgery. They're not going to go back and get, I need that living will declaration, right? So, but those are what I call the lifetime disability planning documents. Then you have wills, or you have trust. Everybody knows what a will is. It's how you will distribute assets that you leave upon your death. There are two valid forms of will in Louisiana. Only 2. There used to be 5, but now it's 2.
Oh, that's good. It's getting simpler, right?
Well, yeah, let's say it that way. That sounds good. So there's one. It's a notarial will because you go before a notary and 2 witnesses. That's the one that you commonly think of. But there's also what we call an allographic will, which is a handwritten will. And the key on this is that at the very beginning of the document, you have to date it. You have to spell out the month. So, because abroad, they inverse the month in the year. So like today is what, February the 10th? Well, abroad would be October the 2nd. So how you like that? So you just have to make sure you spell out the month and then you write it. And then the last thing that should be on your allographic will is your name. That is a valid will. You need an original. Only originals can be probated, and so you need to save the original. But those are 2 valid forms of wills. What are trusts? It's unfortunate there's so much miscommunication and misinformation about trust because there are over 50 of them, and they do 50 different things.
Oh, wow.
It's just a word, right? So as an estate planning attorney, I have on like this invisible tool belt. My tools, though, are made of paper. They're not made of steel and iron. Sometimes it's called a power of attorney. Sometimes it's called the last will and testament. Sometimes it's called a particular type of trust. So you really need to get over, I think, the name trust. You have to have confidence that whatever professional that you're speaking with have confidence to get you from point A to point B, okay? The reason why the common use of the word trust, you are trusting someone else or someplace else to do something for you in your stead. That's really what it comes down to, and that's why there's so much miscommunication. But there are 2 basic types of trust when I talk about wills, like will replacements. One big trust it's called the revocable living trust, and its purpose is to do everything that a will does, except when you pass away, your heirs are not calling a lawyer like me to go through your succession.
Right.
Okay, that is the purpose. That is the sole purpose of that trust. It makes things very easy, and your intention, a will intention, is still exactly the same. It's just that you avoid all of the expense, stress, and delay many times that occurs because of
perfect sense.
Doesn't it, though? It really does. And when people hear that, some people think, oh, you've got to be extremely wealthy in order to have a trust. That is just not the case. I have some people with a net worth of $100,000. I have some clients with a net worth of $5 million. You know what? The house that they live in, the assets that they've acquired, they're just as special regardless. So you got to get over this whole concept of net worth. It's what's important to you, what's important to your family. The other type of trust that we've been doing a lot of lately, it's because of the high cost of long-term care.
Yes.
And this fact that who would have ever dreamed that an average monthly rental of a nursing home is $7,000 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, this
people aren't living on that at home.
No,
most people aren't.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so yeah. I mean, last thing you want to do is have couples. I mean, I have so many clients. They've been married together. They've worked very hard for 40, 50, 60 years, and then catastrophic illness, and they lose everything. And a lot of people's motivations in estate planning, they want to take care. They have a lot of pride in what they do, and they want to take care of their loved ones. A big part of some people's estates is they do want to leave a legacy. It may not be to a family member, it may be to a charitable organization or what have you, but it's kind of their mantra. It fulfills them. What matters to them. That's right. And so much of that is done through the use of wills and or trust. And most people, when I talk with them, they say to themselves, or they say to me, Laura, I have a very simple situation. I do not need a will. Okay?
And you're going, yeah, that don't sound so simple.
Well, everybody thinks, really, that they have a simple situation.
Yeah.
Not many people have a very complex situation, although there have been a couple. I will say there have been a couple. But no, everybody thinks that. But to be honest with you, the only people that I have ever come across in my practice who do not need a will are people who don't own a house, they rent, they have checking accounts to which they add an added signer in the event of death. There's no freezer of cash. And people who have IRAs and life insurance policies only.
Yeah, where they're designated to who gets that.
That's exactly right.
So we have less than a minute left, and I know that you give seminars,
Yes.
you talk this. tell people what's the best way if they go, I want to know more. You've really piqued my interest. Where should they go to find out?
Thank you. So Kay, I do about 8 to 10, I call it educational events per month, normally the third and fourth week of the month. Because of COVID, there have been a couple of different ways that you can do it. You can actually have my webinar, if you will, online. You contact our office, we'll send you a link. So you can actually, in the privacy of your own home, 24/7, you're able to watch this, and it's just to learn.
And we can share that link.
Yes,
yeah, you can share the link.
Sure.
In addition, of course, right now, I normally would have these events maybe sometimes at local restaurants. Well, that's kind of limited now.
Yep.
So most of them, the people who do feel comfortable coming in to the office, I just have it in my conference room. You can, my office number, area code 225-224-8099. Our website is pocheestateplanning.com. pocheestateplanning.com, and I think that'll get you there.
We're going to share that.
And we will share all that information. And thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We've been talking with Laura Poche, and up next we will have Dr. Jon Olson talking about some of the things that they've got going on at Neuromedical Center with Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Rocket Right Radio with Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar is grateful for the sponsoring businesses who make our show possible. Partners 1, Better Barter for Baton Rouge. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts. Advantage Health Solutions and Dr. Boyd Michael Helm. Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center. Hightower Dental Concepts and Dr. Leah Larson. Citigroup Hospitality. Laura Sue Events and Marketing. Southern Airs Auctions and Tony Acord. Louisiana Women in Business Magazine. LouisianaTravel.com. LouisianaIsATrip.com. Take one. And Dr. Danielle Causey with Causey Aesthetic Medicine. Thank you for making our show possible.
I was diagnosed October 19th. I immediately started with a multitude of scans, and then I was having an 8-hour surgery. My biggest concern was my family and being able to see me come home every day and know everything is going to be okay. I felt comfortable that I was being treated by some of the best. There were some scary points along the way, but it's just kind of like been a little blip in the road.
Money, wellness, fun. Rocket Right Radio takes you all across Louisiana and the nation with guests who live life to the fullest.
I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
I'm Dr. K. Solar.
You're gonna love it.
Join us every week when we cover
everything under the sun.
Live and learn with the Wright sisters.
Politics,
health,
music and entertainment,
local agnet.
Rocket Right Radio. You're gonna love it.
Hi, I'm Tony Acor with Southern Airs Auction, Denham Springs, Louisiana. We've been professional estate liquidators for over 30 years. Please take time to join us for our weekly online sales on Facebook. If you need help, hit us up. We are often imitated but never duplicated. www.southernairs.com or Facebook at Southern Airs Auction. 500, but a good 4, but a good 300, a good 200, a good 2. I got 100 and a half, 100 and a half, 170.
Hey y'all, I'm Amanda Shaw. We all know Louisiana is as fun as all get out. So get out, take a road trip, and explore everything Louisiana has to offer. Fill her up and try a new restaurant that's as fun-loving as it is food-loving. Grab the family and take off for monumental adventures at our 21 state parks. Or take a magical minivan tour along our 19 scenic trails and byways and rediscover the character and characters that make our state a lot like nowhere else. Louisiana is a trip. Take one today and enjoy a close by, far from ordinary adventure that's sure to feed your soul.
This is Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Plan your road trip at LouisianaIsATrip.com.
With the Rocket Right Show, I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes, and our medical segment is brought to you each week by Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center, and we're so glad tonight to have Dr. Jon Olson, who is at the Neuromedical Center, a neurologist, neuro-oncologist. You got all those titles going on and lots of studying behind it.
All sorts of fun stuff. Yep.
But you're going to tell us about, I know the two groups have had a long-standing partnership, but I think we wanted to talk about there's a research agreement that's going on between the Neuromedical Center and Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center, and so tell us about that research.
Well, thanks, Kate. Like I was talking to Betsy, I've been at the Neuromedical Center for about 20 years, and my specialty is in brain tumors, and we've had a fantastic working relationship with Mary Bird over that time that I've been there, even preceding that. And they have the gamma knife treatments. I treat a lot of brain tumors that require radiation, and a close working relationship with the radiation oncologist, and I'm treating some of the chemotherapies, treating the seizures on my brain tumor patients. And so we've worked very synergistically over the years. We've had a few clinical trials over the years with them as well. There was a vaccine study for glioblastoma patients a few years back. So when I had the opportunity to get a new study using a device called Optune, the name of the study is called Trident, and I've been pushing them to get this going as fast as we can. I want to get more options for my glioblastoma patients, and we've been using the device called Optune for a few years now. I think I'm only one of two doctors in all of South Louisiana that's certified to use that. And what we've done with glioblastoma over the years is treated it with radiation, then we found that adding chemo with radiation helps, and then using the Optune device after we're done with that phase of things. Now we're looking at using the Optune device synergistically with radiation, because it has a different mechanism of action compared to the radiation and compared with the chemotherapy that we can give, and their toxicities are not overlapping. And what I've seen in my time at Neuromedical is we've taken, the radiation treatments alone, we found the chemo helped, then we found that the Optune helped, and we're trying to incrementally increase survival and progression-free survival for our brain tumor patients. And the thing that really has come to head that's new between Neuromedical and Mary Bird these days is a agreement to do more research, to expand the power of our group, and in research collaboration is key, and that's what we've really locked down even more than we've done informally over the years.
That's great.
Exciting.
Now, when you're talking, if I'm listening, I'm going, okay, Optune. Exactly what does that mean? Because everybody's familiar with chemotherapy,
I'm so
radiation
stuck in
therapy,
my world. This is a new thing.
But people are going, what does that mean? What type of treatment is that?
So it's really different than radiation. It's different than chemotherapy. It's different than surgery. And basically, it is a tumor treating field device. For the brain tumor treatments, you have to shave your head, and then you have these arrays, and they kind of stick on your head. You got one, right, left, front, back, and we kind of move those arrays around a little bit depending where your tumor is, and has these tumor treating fields. Your head feels a little warm. You wear it about 24/7 because cancer's trying to grow 24/7, and it messes up the way that these cancer cells are dividing. It misaligns them. You can't do it. They kind of crumble. They can't divide as fast, and that's the idea. And you want that on 24/7 as much as you can. It hooks up to a little 3-pound backpack.
Okay, and so when you say they wear that 24/7 light,
you can take
the
it
whole
off
time
if you
during
want
their
to
treatment?
change
I mean,
it.
do
If
they-
you want to take a shower, you just put a little shower cap on.
I mean-
If you get a little redness in your skin, you can take it off, take a little breather. But some of the studies have shown that when we use it, the 95% user lives a little longer than the 80% user, then lives a little longer than the 75% is actually the goal on the studies of how long to wear the device.
So it's sending radioactive waves, so
It's
to
not
speak?
radioactive.
So what kind
It's
of...
different than radiation.
Okay.
And it's more, think of it more as a magnetic, and it realigns because every molecule has a polarity, a positive and negative. And if you are trying to divide like that, and you need things in a very organized fashion, and you have this polarity constantly switching this way, 200 hertz, 200 times a second, it's doing that. It can't divide like it needs to.
Yeah. So
That's
is this
incredible,
something
really.
that in your treatment, is this something that is used early on in somebody with a diagnosis of glioblastoma, as far as in the research or
the
your
device
treatment?
was approved initially for people who've had a recurrence down the road.
Right.
And should we use chemo, should we use this? And it works about as well as chemo. We move it up. And then there was another study that used it in newly diagnosed patients after they finished radiation, and that showed additional benefit in that setting. Now we're trying to move it up again because we know more about it, and there's been some good preliminary data showing that using an all up front different mechanism of action will work hopefully even better for the glioblastoma patients that we see. So.
And you're okay. We're gonna rein it back in again, because a lot of folks may be listening. They go, glioblastoma, what is that? We know, from a medical standpoint, that is a very devastating, aggressive
It is,
tumor.
and
But talk about it so that people know.
So it's a
what's
primary
the
brain
incidence,
tumor.
and
And primary meaning it started in the brain. There's lung cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer that get to the brain spreader, but this is a tumor that starts in the brain. And the glioblastoma is the most common of the malignant brain tumors. It is fast growing, and people may be familiar with John McCain, who passed from a glioblastoma. And Ted Kennedy, several years prior, passed from a glioblastoma. And it can be fast growing and recurrent. We need a lot better options because of that.
Well, and to mess up the cancer's ability to grow and reproduce, especially in a fast-growing cancer, can really save someone's life.
You can buy them months, you can buy them quality time. Yeah, will it make them live forever? I can't promise that.
None of us are going to live forever.
Right.
But it's really amazing that you're able to do research, because what you find through this partnership and this research ongoing is going to spread educationally
Well, I think
throughout
the
people
bigger
treating.
the group, the more collaboration, the more studies we can find, the more opportunities for my patients for glioblastoma that needs a lot of help. We need better treatment options. But I'm hoping even for other things that we see that may not be as aggressive cancers or things like that, but still are important, can affect quality of life, and any options, I'll take them.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
absolutely. And you had said y'all have done things in the past. This isn't new, but what is new is that the partnership is a little bit more sealed for doing more.
Right,
research.
and some of the National Cancer Institute, there's some community outreach programs that are part of this, and they're trying to reach people who may not have the options, they may be underserved.
Right.
There's more resources to use to get them into these trials, supported through that, and people who go through clinical trials, they do better. Now, why is that? Are they younger? Or is it just all the other support they have? And I think there's probably a combination of the two. Yeah.
And if they have hope,
there's
encouragement.
Something to say too about that multidisciplinary care that they have that's been ongoing, at the cancer center. And so, like you said, that helps with patients, just because you have so many different people collaborating, hearing their case and their story.
Yeah, we have conferences a couple times a month where we show films, interesting things, put everybody's head together. We've been working like a well-oiled machine. We know everybody well. We can call them up, send them a quick little text, trying to be privacy compliant.
Yeah, absolutely,
and,
for sure.
Really work to coordinate care, and I've enjoyed that relationship, and I'm glad to see this as something that will expand our reach, let us do more.
That's great. And so if someone wants more information, I think we have the website down there to go to, the neuromedicalcenter.com. And they can always go to marybird.org also for more information on this.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we appreciate you being with us, but I want to, this is like quiz time. This is easy quiz time. You've been talking all the hard, difficult
all the
stuff,
questions.
right?
I don't think you're going to stump
so
him here,
mine is,
Kay.
what is your favorite king cake? It is that time of year.
Cinnamon. I'll go with the cinnamon.
Okay.
Well, you're going to have to hang around and try the Bavarian cream strawberry king
Yes.
cake.
Hey, you guys are living like kings here, so
That's right.
We are. We figured
this
we're
is like
combining
almost too much fun for me. Yeah.
Valentine.
Well,
We're
come back
combining
again.
Valentine and Mardi Gras in the Culinary Productions chocolate Bavarian cream strawberry king cake. I can't even get it all out. There's
looks
so
like
much stuff on
amazing
that king
therapy.
cake.
It is.
It is.
That'll
It is.
cure you.
It is
If you're in a bad
amazing
mood,
therapy.
that'll cure you. So stick around, and we're going to have some king cake.
Sounds
For
good.
sure. And so, tell us, are you originally a Louisiana boy, and is this new to you, or is this new to you, the king cake stuff?
No,
I mean,
king
I know
cake's
you've been
not
here
new.
for.
I've been in Louisiana for a mere 20 years.
But how about from the babiness up? From the babiness up.
When we got here,
was you born here, or
when I
you
came here
just got
20 years ago,
of
I knew
king
there
cakes?
was good food. We had been spent time here before. Why do you think I've stayed so long?
That's
Yeah.
right. And we hope you never leave.
No.
We appreciate what you're
No,
doing so
we're
much.
having a good time. All my patients are amazing. All the families, all the support.
That's great.
The Neuromedical Center, all my partners. It's been a great ride, and I'm looking forward to more, especially with these new opportunities.
Well,
come back
thank
and
you.
tell us all about it as y'all develop this. We look forward to having you.
Yes. So we've been
Thank you.
talking with Dr. Jon Olson with the Neuromedical Center, neurologist, neuro-oncologist. He does it all over there, and he likes king cake. And up next, we're going to be talking about Valentine's Day more with Rouj Creole's Newchurch. So stick with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
Some call it joie de vivre, the joy of life. In Louisiana, it's our way of life. From music that shakes up your senses to food that wakes up your palate. That joy vibrates in every note we play and spices up every meal we serve. So come live life to the fullest. Come one, come y'all, come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm Sean Ardway, inviting you to plan your trip at louisianatravel.com.
Slimshot is the most in-demand injection in medical weight loss, and we are pleased to offer it at Causey Metastatic. This safe and effective injection helps boost your metabolism, supports increased energy, burns body fat, and reduces appetite. These shots can be taken safely once a week or as needed when your weight loss is at a standstill. Slimshot combined with touchless lipo treatments produce a powerful 1-2 punch for targeting that stubborn body fat.
Rocket Right Radio with Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar is grateful for the sponsoring businesses who make our show possible. Partners One, Better Barter for Baton Rouge. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts. Advantage Health Solutions and Dr. Boyd Michael Helm. Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center. Hightower Dental Concepts and Dr. Leah Larson. Citigroup Hospitality. Laura Sue Events and Marketing. Southern Airs Auctions and Tony Acord. Louisiana Women in Business Magazine. LouisianaTravel.com. LouisianaIsATrip.com. Take one. And Dr. Danielle Causey with Causey Aesthetic Medicine. Thank you for making our show possible.
Where else can you take the trail less traveled at a pace all your own? Where else? Escape to one of Louisiana's 21 state parks for a picture-perfect getaway.
Where else can you be a world away and this close to home?
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
I had a meeting with Dr. Barfield, and it kind of just hit me. It probably is cancer. After the surgery, I wasn't scared anymore. I was looking forward to getting started with chemo. Not one time did I get a nurse in a bad mood. I was here for 5 hours at a time, and I did not dread coming. To get people from around the country to come to Baton Rouge, that says a lot right there. This place is cutting edge.
If you love someone, you need to think about what you're going to do to make them feel loved and special and beautiful and appreciated. And it might start with what you're going to feed them. So we are so excited to have our friend Stick Newchurch with Rouj Creole, part of City Hospitality Group, come and Citigroup Hospitality.
That's right.
To come and just share with us. You know, we love Rouj Creole, and if you go in on any given day, you might just see us there enjoying something cool to drink and something good to eat.
And you know, you're always treating us, Stick. So we do have some chocolate dipped strawberry king cake that we brought just for you because you're always bringing the treats, and I have to say, I whipped it up myself.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, Chef William Wells. Okay. Taking credit there. But so y'all have a Valentine's Day dinner special that I think is available, other times other than just Valentine's Day, right?
So for our $75 prefix menu for Valentine's, we're only offering the prefix for Valentine's night. We're going to roll out a couple of those items for Friday and Saturday, just to get us some reps making those dishes and seeing what our guests think about them. But I tell you, it's almost it's very humbling how our reservation list right now for this weekend. See how
as soon as you hear or
see
this, you better get busy.
I'm going to tell you, it's hard to find reservations on Valentine's Day if you don't think in advance.
But you can start on the 12th. You can start on the 11th.
You can
12th,
have dinner
13th.
at 4 o'clock. I'm just saying.
That's right. Yes.
I'm just saying, just be the early
I'd rather have
bird.
good dinner at 4 than no dinner at all.
I know. So let's talk about this $75 prefix menu. It comes with a glass of champagne. I don't know what is with us. We forgot to pour yours, but
you're going to get a double as soon as this is over.
We won't drink too much without you. But so you can get the glass of champagne that's included. And let's talk about some of these appetizers. Seared scallops.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love scallops.
And our vendors have been selling these beautiful scallops that we have, nice and big. They get this beautiful crispness on them that just, you don't get them real spongy. They're awesome. And I know Chef's doing a lobster butter with them that he's done before with some charred fennel and some fresh leeks.
So tell us about your chef.
Chef Noah Lassard, born and raised in Baton Rouge, Catholic High graduate. Has been around the area for a while. Most recently, he was a victim of the pandemic. So he got laid off, furloughed, like a lot of people in New Orleans. And we
scooped him up.
We scooped him up. Stephen always has a great eye for talent.
That's great, yeah.
So you're talking about Stephen Hightower, who's the managing partner of
That's right.
Citigroup Hospitality, and everything he touches the details.
And if you have anyone seen the business report or any news, we've got a new
I saw
new
that.
restaurant coming out in the next couple of months, and I'd be on the lookout for a few more before the year's over.
Wow, how about that?
That just gives us more choices.
So they're talking about the Bistro Barons on Government.
On Government.
That's going to be opening in the near future.
That's correct.
Great location.
It's going to be awesome. Be a great addition to the CGH family. You know, last couple of restaurants we've been more in the upscale nature. Now we get something that's really for everybody, fits the neighborhood. Just going to be that spot that anybody can drop into and get a good meal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait. I love all the different styles of the restaurants.
So in case you haven't figured it out, we are foodies. Talk foodie to me. We like to talk about good food and all the good things that y'all have coming up because it's always so good. So you have the scallops, the seared scallops.
That's right, we're doing the scallops.
And then what is your next course?
So on the next course, we're going to do red snapper with a corn mac chew with sauteed lobster and a roasted red pepper tomatillo mojo sauce.
You did good spitting that.
That's right. Say that 10 times fast.
I know. And then what is spinalis? Am I saying that right?
That is correct. So everyone's eating spinalis. They just don't know that that's what there is. So it's we call it the ribeye cap. So on the ribeye, the top part of the ribeye, the chain that surrounds that heart of the ribeye, that good piece with the fat connected to it, that's the spinalis.
Okay. I did not know that.
That's right.
Now I've been educated on my foodiness. I'm supposed to be a foodie.
Well,
okay, wow. And
make your reservations, Rouj Creole.
Yeah, and y'all got some new menu items coming up too, which we'll have to have you back to talk about because we don't have but 30 seconds left.
Well, it's always a pleasure.
I
know.
I've got to eat my oysters. This is one of the best new things on the menu. I'm going to tell you, if you have not had these yet, what's the exact name?
This bacon oysters.
Bacon oysters.
With a bacon
Who doesn't
jam.
remember that? Bacon oysters. And tell us what this lovely thing is.
That is our pesto chorizo shrimp pasta with fried soft shell crawfish.
Woo! I'm just saying, Rouj Creole, ask for Stick, see if he's there. He'll greet you great. Get your Valentine's Day reservations.
And if you're going to rock it, make sure you rock it right with Rouj Creole.
Woo!
We'll talk to you soon.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.